our company has hit $1 trillion. Why, hello everyone, it's Tanya here. Welcome back to my channel. I have spent the past 24 hours really diving in deep to the business update to get a hang of it. And I have figured out how to get billions of dollars every year, over 50% profit margin, and make $1 trillion business. And that's what today's video is. I'm going to be doing an in-depth tutorial of how to do that because I have seen so many people not understand. And at first I didn't either, but when I actually sat down and took my time to figure it out with trial and error, figured it out. I really hope now that I have the hang of this, I can like recreate car companies or food companies like McDonald's or even companies like Netflix. Speaking of Netflix, are you ever just scrolling to like find a new TV show to watch? Like Friends, for example, but it's not available in your country and it's so annoying because you know it's available somewhere else. This is why today's sponsor, Atlas VPN, is perfect for you. You can unlock content from literally all over the world. And you're in luck, besties, because they're giving you guys a huge discount. You can get a 3-year subscription for just $1.99 per month. And there's also a 30-day money-back guarantee. So make sure you click the link in the description down below so you can get that deal. You guys know I've used Atlas VPN in the past, and it's a no-brainer for me because it is literally the most affordable VPN in the market right now. And it also provides protection on an unlimited amount of devices. It lets you keep your Google searches private, so you can still get all your search results, but without all your activity being tracked. And it's more than just a VPN, okay? We know hackers these days are getting so savvy, and you all know how paranoid of a person I am. So one of the reasons why I love Atlas VPN is because it also blocks all malicious links and notifies you if anyone's trying to steal your data. Also, it's great simply if you just want any discounts while you're online shopping. So make sure you guys go click the link in my description to get Atlas VPN's special 3-year subscription for just $1.99 with a 30-day money-back guarantee. And again, thanks to Atlas VPN for working with me again and for sponsoring this video. And now let's get back into the business. I want to give today's post notification shout out to Hope Marie. If you guys ever want to shout out one of my videos, all you have to do is turn on notifications, click that bell down below, and comment done when you're finished. So I just realized this whole time I wasn't screen recording, so I got started with it. Thank God I realized at the beginning. So here's some screenshot proof of what I did with my company today. I was working on it all morning. So basically I had a 500 billion revenue, 300 billion net income, and the profit margin was over 60%. And then as you see here, my company by the end of it was worth $2.3 trillion. Not billion, trillion. So I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I did it step by step. And hopefully this can help everyone that's confused with the business update, because once you get the hang of it, it's actually pretty easy and it's really addictive. So the first thing you want to do is be born into money. It makes your life so much easier. Now, if you want to challenge yourself and take all these tips and tricks and apply it to a small business, which is something I want to do in the future, I want to get one of the low demand ones and try and turn it into a $1 billion thing. But for now, I know a lot of you guys have multi-generational lives, billions of dollars or hundreds of millions, and you guys want to be able to use that money and turn it into trillions. So this is exactly how you are going to do it. So again, easiest thing, be born into money. You don't got to worry about anything. Being a royal is the easiest way to go. I waited till I had between 400 to 500 million until I'm going to abdicate the title because I want to be able to buy one of the higher up businesses. I don't really care of necessarily getting the #1 business that is the most expensive, but as long as I have one of them where I can sell expensive products, it's basically what I want to do. Since I am 25 and I have 478 million, whether it's dollars, euros, pounds, whatever country you're from, you're going to go to royalty and you're going to abdicate your title so you can start working. So here we are. Special careers. I'm gonna go to business. Okay, beautiful. So we have 478 million, but this company, Semiconductor, is 451. And you wanna make sure, if you wanna make your life easier and make as much profit as possible, you wanna choose a company, a industry with high demand, because you're gonna have to spend so much more on advertising and marketing if you choose one that's lower in the orange area or even red. Luckily, there's no red ones here, but I'm gonna choose Semiconductor. I wanna make trillions. You can do minimum investment. Honestly, Personally, I did the minimum investment and I made $1 trillion company, but I am gonna add a little more. I'll put like 470. Oh, also you wanna make sure it has low competition because again, you get to save money on marketing and you guys will see that when I do it. Start my business. What do we want to name our business? Microcircuits, microelectronics, Monaco processing. Let's do polymer processing. I like the P and the P. Okay, polymer processing. There we go. Realizing your dreams. I don't necessarily care about my personal net worth. I care about what the company makes. So I don't need a big salary. See at the bottom how it says available capital? That decreases when I give myself a big salary, and that means less money to put into products. So I'm going to decrease it because I don't need a big salary. Because when I sell my $1 trillion business, I'll have money, okay? So select salary, we don't need much. This is very important. You want to be able to perform market research on literally every single product. You have to think of what's gonna make you the most money. And again, you want it to be high demand, low competition. See, there's appliance, automobile chip, digital camera, e-bike. And with all these, in my opinion, I think the best one is automobile chip because it probably will make the most money. So let's see and perform market research. Okay, see? There is a high demand, there's medium competition, but in my opinion, because I've played this so much, like the competition isn't necessarily as important as long as the demand is high, but I'm still gonna show you guys the other options. So let's look at appliance chip. See, that's high demand, about medium, low competition. Digital camera chip. See, it's not that great. Smartphone chip would probably be expensive. But see how the demand is lower than the competition? That is really gonna mess you up. So in my opinion, as long as the demand is higher than the competition, honestly, I'm fine with choosing it. And that's why I'm gonna choose this one. So automobile chip, launch the product. So now we just get to name it, okay? And bad and bougie chip, I'm okay with that. So this stuff right here is the most important. And this is what everyone's confused on. This is what I was confused on. Okay, so fixed cost per chip is how much each chip costs to make. Marketing cost per chip is how much money you're gonna spend on each individual chip to market. That means if our fixed cost is 680 plus 140, it's actually 823-ish. We have to make sure our actual price per chip is way more than that if we want to make a huge profit. Because the competition was a little high, I'm gonna only reduce my marketing a little. I'm gonna make it about 120. If you chose one that was a high demand with a low competition, you could reduce it even more. You don't want to make a zero though. You still need to have marketing. However, if it is a low demand and a high competition, you need to drive up that marketing cost. Price per chip, I'm going to increase to about 1,100. And for my first production, I am going to make it low, about 300,000 chips. I'm not gonna go in the middle like the app wants me to. I'm gonna bring it back down because it's my first sale. So I'm gonna save this. And now, the literal most important part of your business is going to your suppliers. You want to make your product as cheap as possible to make while keeping the high quality. I have about medium high quality, and it's 683 per chip. But see how the new supplier is 650, but it's quality. So I'm gonna look for another one. See how this is 640, but it's in the red, the quality. So I'm gonna look for another one. This is what you want right here. So it's about the same price, 683 versus 387, but the new quality is so much higher. So we're gonna sign a contract with them. Now, the ideal thing you want is for you to be able to sign a contract with someone to the max quality, but it's like only 400 and way cheaper. So I'm gonna check one more time and no. So we made a good deal with that contractor. And if you can't find anything, don't get a new contract. Stay with what you have. Now, I feel like I didn't realize how important it is to have facilities and employees. It is very important, and you want to keep your employees happy. So right now we have 20 employees. I'm gonna give them all big bucks. I want to keep them happy. So I'm gonna save that. And if you see our employees' morale, it's all medium. We need to improve our relationship with these employees. And this is very time consuming. And the thing is I like the fact that this isn't an easy update, because business isn't easy. Business, you actually have to think about all this stuff. So I like the fact that it actually takes work. So we're gonna recognize our employee, recognize their hard work, and every year you want to, in my opinion, do team building and do something fun like laser tag. And it tells you the total cost, $600. It tells you the capital left, and we have 300 million left, so we're fine. So their enjoyment is great. And now you see our employee bar hasn't moved that much, but it will as we keep doing that as we go on. I'm not gonna build any more facilities until I make profit more often, but I'm just gonna show you guys our first year. So let me show you what happens when we age. Beautiful. We have a profit margin of 15%. And I know, myself included, the first time I played this, as well as everyone in my comments were saying how the first year they went bankrupt. And that is the reason. You probably made your marketing price too high. You probably didn't make the price of the thing high enough. And you probably did way too many units in the beginning because you didn't have that many customers. You didn't have that many employees. You didn't have that great of a work environment. So you want to start small and then slowly have 200, 300 facilities and 10,000 employees. But as you can see, in our first year, me being the CEO of Polymer Processing, revenue was 330 million. The net income was 50 million, and the profit margin is 15%. It's okay if not every year you profit. Some years might be low, but as long as net you're going up, like you might have a low year one year, and then the next year you might double that. That's okay. So don't freak out if it's in the red and try to sell 1 million units. The next most important thing you have to do is read the blurb at the top. I know in Bitlife we're so used to skipping reading things because we're used to it just being like, your mom wants to spend time with you. This is important. It tells you what you need to do for the next year. So it says analysts forecast that you could sell 51% more chips at the current price. So the main thing, in my opinion, is change the number of units. I find it's hard to try and change the price while also adjusting the marketing. Just read these paragraphs and adjust the units. If it says there's a high demand, increase, low demand, decrease. If it says there's less competition, increase. If it says there's more competition, decrease. And if it says that, you can also decrease the price a little bit. But in this sense, we can see that our customer rating is 69%. We want to bring that up. And how we bring that up is the whole supplier thing that I was telling you before. We want to get the best quality, and then the customers will rate us high. So analysts forecast that you could sell 51% more chips. So that means we want to edit our production plan. If we had made a bunch of money and everything was going well and it didn't recommend anything to us, we would just keep it the same. But because it's telling us we could sell 51% more, we got to increase. Now, this is another mistake I think everyone's making. 51% more does not mean go to 50% of the bar. It means we were at 300,000. What's 50% of 300,000? 150. So we add about 150,000 to 300, and it's 450, but I'm gonna do slightly less to be safe. When it says you can sell 50% more, it does not mean you do 50% of the bar. When it tells you to do 70% more, it does not mean go to 70%. It means 70% of that amount. So I feel like that's a mistake I was making as well. And just in general, ignoring that and not really knowing what it meant. So as you can see, I'm not gonna change the fixed cost because that is with the supplier that I'll deal with after. Marketing, I'm keeping the same. Price, I'm keeping the same because it's telling me I can sell 51% more at the current price. So with that being said, I'm gonna save. Your employee Ladina just told you that your outfits are always on point. Now, when you have more money, you can give everyone a bonus, but in my opinion, recognizing them is just as good. So now we're gonna do the same thing. As you can see, my stress is high. So I'm actually gonna go on the Mediterranean diet to try and keep myself going good and healthy. There we go. Okay, Mediterranean diet. And especially in the beginning of such a big company, your stress will be high. And if you get high blood pressure, do not age. You need to fix that at the doctor right away or you will die. Trust me, it happened to me so many times. So next up is, again, we're gonna check our supplier. And you wanna do that basically every year. So this one, it's giving us a lot cheaper price, but the quality is low, so we don't want that. I was making the mistake where I didn't care about the quality, I was just looking at the price. So this is the same thing. Quality is low. This is amazing. This is what we want. The new quality is even higher than the one we had, but it's cheaper. So this is the one you want to sign a contract with. We'll check one more time. It's close, but in my opinion, the less quality is not worth the cheaper price. So we're gonna look for another one and there's none left. So we made a good choice. Next thing we wanna do is we wanna do a team building thing. And I just wanna show you guys. So our total investment was 470 million. And so that means I'll show you guys at the end how much we're actually worth. I'm not gonna show you guys every step to get there because that would be like a 4-hour video, but I'm gonna show you most of it and you will see how I do it. And sometimes if you make a mistake and you accidentally did something wrong that you want to go back and change, you can always close the app and reopen it and adjust your numbers if you made a mistake. I actually want to see my employees. I want to get them all in the green, especially in the beginning. When you start to have hundreds and hundreds of employees, it's hard to keep track of them all and it's just best to do team building. But while we only have like this many, I can go to each one and compliment them. And again, I highly recommend you to watch my first video where I go through what annual reports are, balance sheet, bonus, all that, payroll. So I can't remember if I did team building, so I'm just gonna do it again. We'll go to That's a loud car. We'll go to pottery painting. And I didn't like it that much, but that's okay. So we're gonna age again. And look at that. Look at my performance. It's going up. It's not going down. So we're on year 2. The revenue was 457 million, up 38%. That doesn't really matter though. What matters is net income and your profit margin. So net income was 86.2 million, up 70%. And the profit margin was 19%. Just from listening to that one little blurb, from getting the couple dollar cheaper product with higher quality. And now we'll see the actual product, how it did. Amazing. The customer rating improved to 74%. And kind of what you have to do, I notice, is like sometimes I'll have a low year because it just didn't work out. And I'll freak out, but you can't freak out. You just have to keep doing what you're doing, find the good supplier, adjust the numbers to what it says at the top, make your employees happy, do it again, and you will recover from the previous year. So now it says at the top, analysts forecast you could sell 35% more chips at the current price. It says 35%. You do not want to do 50, you don't want to do 70, because then you won't sell all your units and it's a waste of money. We have to increase our units by 35%. So we're going to edit our production plan. So 30%, so 25% would be around 100K. So 30 would be around slightly 100K. I'll increase it to about 526. And again, I'm not going to change anything else because so far so good. We're going to go to our supplier again. We are going to try and get a better price with better quality. Because I have so much capital, so basically I want to increase all my employees now. I want to have more. I have so much capital available. If you are starting from a small business, you can't do that. You physically don't have the money. But because I have so much available capital, I want to start making a lot of money fast. So I'm going to max out my employees. They're all going to have big bucks and they're all going to be really happy. So I want to add changes to my payroll and I'm going to add a facility. So now with a new facility, I need to go back here. And actually change my production plan to increase the amount just a bit. Even if I lose money the next year, that's fine. But because I have 2 facilities that cost money, I need to increase the amount of chips. So you do want to increase it a little bit every time you open a new facility, or you can just age a couple years and then you'll recover. So whichever you prefer. So we're gonna age, probably lose money this year, but the next year will be good. Technically went down, but that's because we opened a new facility. So it's a year where revenue increased, but not net income, because we had a lot of expenses this year. We upped our employees, we upped the facilities, but it'll benefit us later. Basically, if you have a lot of money, hundreds of millions in the beginning to invest right away, you can start opening with a bunch of facilities. Don't overdo it with the products. Listen to how many units to sell from that little blurb in the top every time you age. But at the beginning, you can rack up your employees, rack up the facilities. But if you're starting from a small business and you want to challenge yourself, you won't be able to open as many as fast. See how net income went down, but our product still did amazing because of what we have chosen for our marketing and our price per unit and how many units. Our product is still doing amazing. We just had a net loss because we added so many more employees and so many more facilities. Well, just one facility, not so many more, but you get my point. So now it says analysts forecast that you could sell 55% more chips at the current price. So if you open more facilities, you can sell more chips. I'm gonna edit my production plan. What's 50% of 600K? Around 300, but 55% is probably just over 300. So production is gonna go all the way up to about 900,000, except my available capital isn't that much, so I have to actually lower it. Because again, I did open a facility a little fast, but I'm impatient and I wanted you guys to be able to see. I wanted you guys to be able to see how the facilities work earlier in the video and not like 30 minutes in. And I have high blood pressure. I'm not gonna age. I need to solve it right away. Couldn't fix it. I tried 30 times, so I hope I don't die. So let me go to my supplier real quick and try to get a better price with better quality. So now we're gonna go to our employees. See how the morale for our employees is so high now? So let's do a team building activity. Let's go to a basketball game. Not bad. Let's age. Oh my God. See how it all works out? You have a low year net wise, but it will recover. Building your facilities will cost you a lot of money. Increasing your employees' pay to big bucks will cost a lot of money, but it will recover. That's why business is risky and you have to make smart choices. It was a very positive year for the company. Our profit went up 19%. Our revenue was almost 1 billion and net income was 186 million, up 344%. Ooh, customer rating went all the way up to 79%. Net income was 960 million. So analysts forecast that you could sell 33% more chips at the current price. Beautiful. Edit the production plan. So 50% of 800K is around 400. So 33% will be maybe like 200 something, just less than 200. So we'll increase it to about 1 million chips. So your production number of chips, right now we're not even halfway, because as you build facilities, that number will increase even more and more, the max amount of chips you can produce. And again, you just want to be very positive with your employees. We'll go to our suppliers, see if there's anything good. I literally spam this in the way of, if I see any bar that's lower than the one I have, I don't even bother reading the price. This one I read though, to see if this little gap in quality is like, let's say $150 cheaper, then I'll take it. So let's go to our employees. Same thing, the morale is almost a full bar. Let's go to a comedy club. Beautiful. Amazing. See, every year is up. I haven't even closed the app once. Scout's honor. Our profit margin is 20%, so every year it's going up. And now our product customer rating is 80%, so that went up as well. We have hit 1 billion in revenue, 1.1 billion net income, baby. Analysts forecast you could sell 16% more chips. I think it's time to build another facility. So 10% of 1 million is about 100,000. So 16% is about 160,000. And you don't have to go the exact number. Like, you don't need a calculator by you, just like guesstimate. So I'll increase it to about 1.16. Save. Recognize our employee. Okay, I'm going to increase my employees double the amount, and I'm going to open a new facility, and I'm going to increase my production plan just slightly more because I have a new facility. So I'll make it 1.210. So let me go back to production plan. Notice how I'm not touching the marketing cost, the price. It's just the production. To me, that's the easiest way to go about this. And then the fixed cost will go down if you find a good supplier. Oh my God, this is a jackpot. New supplier is 635 per chip and it's better quality. Beautiful, let's age. Oh my God, we didn't go down. So many times when you open a new facility, you might go down, but we didn't. Analysts forecast you could sell 61% more chips. That's what happens when you open new facilities. Up 61%. The customer rating is 82 now. So you guys can look at these numbers if you want. So I'm gonna edit my production plan. So 50% of 1.2 mil is about 600K. So 61 will be maybe 650, 700. So I'm gonna increase this to about 1.75. Oh, available capital is low. So that's what happens every time I make a new facility. I can't do it as much as I would have if I didn't, but that's fine. I'm just gonna do it to slightly below that then. Again, I'm not touching the marketing cost. I'm not touching the price. So 1.63. Yes, we'll take our employees to a football game, sure. What really helped us was the fact that our supply cost got lowered. Now, if we can get it to somewhere in the 500s or 400s, that would be insane. And encourage you guys to watch the video and pause it as I explain and play it with me, so you guys can kind of get a feel of it in your own self. But every year we've made money. So that's the most important thing. So if you remember, we invested 470 million into the company. Just for fun, I want to get a valuation. 1.2 billion. We have tripled our business. So now that I can increase my product over 60%, I'm gonna age. Now, if I had more capital, I would increase my employees and facility, but I'm not. I'm gonna age and get that profit. Oh, baby. Woo! so addicting. Oh, also I want to say in this video, I'm only doing one product because I feel like it's so much easier. When you have multiple products, you have so many decisions to make and it's so much harder to keep track, in my opinion. Having one product and making it amazing is so much easier. And especially it's easier for me to do a tutorial with. Adding products gets so complicated. Look at that full performance bar. So revenue was 1.7 billion. Net income was 400 million. Profit margin 25%. Full performance bar. You'll love to see it. Customer rating jumped to 83%. 7 billion revenue, 1.7 billion net income. And it says analysts forecast you can sell 52% more chips. So I think with the money we made, I'm gonna hire double the employees and I'm gonna open a new facility. Oh, I was not expecting them to like that. And let's age. Oh, look at that. We hit our first 2 billion year. Profit margin, 27%. Look at that. Look at that. Customer rating, 85%. So it says we could sell 28% more chips. So I'm gonna pause, keep the existing plan, recognize my employee. And now we're gonna go to my payroll because our available capital is high now because we've had 2 years of profit. Double my employees again. And let me see. The annual cost is 34 mil. So 100 mil. I'm gonna open 2 facilities. And now with 2 facilities, I actually can hire more people. See, we went down. Only net income went down -4%. And we had 2 new facilities and hired like 100 new employees. And our performance was still amazing. So look at that. Oh, 87%. So every year, I'm opening new facilities. Every couple of years, I'm opening new facilities, and it'll get to a certain point in the future where I'll open like 30 in 1 year and hire all those employees because I'll have so much income coming in. So it says we could sell 62% more chips at the current price. Insane. But I really hope at this point in the video, you guys are like understanding how it's working. I haven't had 1 year of even being close to bankruptcy. It's very simple once you get the hang of it, and you can make trillions and give your kids trillions and even make $1 billion in one company, sell it by another. And like you can do different ones. You can do a food truck, you can do jewelry, you can do cars. Oh, a sports executive has offered me 2.4 billion to buy my business. No. Oh, revenue was 4 billion. Net income was almost 1 billion. That will be the first time it hits 1 billion. That'll be next year probably. Performance is a full bar. And look at that, 90% customer rating. So paying that extra 30 bucks for the supplier to get that higher quality was worth it. Analysts forecast you could sell 49% more chips, so it's another 50% increase. The only thing we could do is maybe get a cheaper price because the existing quality is so high. If we get a full bar, it won't make a huge difference, I think. So we're just gonna keep it the same. Oh my God, I totally forgot about my high blood pressure. I'm gonna go treat that. Okay, I can't cure it, but we're doing our best. We hit our first billion year net income. Our revenue total, we hit $1 billion many times. Now it's 5 billion. But net, we hit 1 billion and profit margin 25%. Oh, the customer rating is 91. Analysts forecast you could sell 50% more chips. Oh yes, I don't have high blood pressure. Woo! I basically just spammed going to the doctor for it and like the homeopathic one and like chiropractor, acupuncturist, all that stuff. Oh my God, net income 1.6 billion, baby. Analysts forecast you could sell 39% more. See, because we're keeping the numbers and we're listening to these forecasts, I don't have to deal with the competition of other people. Remember in the beginning how I chose the automobile chip and how it said it was really high demand but also high competition? I have no competition. I hit my light. I have no competition because I'm choosing all the right numbers and I'm listening and I'm interacting with my employees. because I did so many new facilities and employees, usually I would just do 1 or maybe 2 max. Because I did 3, I'm actually not going to do the big amount, and I'm only going to increase it very little, maybe 8.2, maybe that much. Because even though we could, I don't want to risk it because I made so many new facilities and that costs so much money. So I will probably have a low year this year, but it will recover. So see, profit margin was negative 1%. That's fine. And you will see here, we have experienced our first hiccup. We suffered a contraction in revenue and 26% of chips went unsold. That's fine. It happens. So I'm going to tell you guys how to handle this situation. So analysts forecast next year's competition to decrease. So the competition will decrease by 22%, as an inefficiency in your competitor packaging techniques has led to the manufacture of inferior chips. Because the competition decreased, we can sell more, and if you really want, you can make it more expensive. But the thing is, because 26% of my chips went unsold, I'm not going to produce the same amount. I'm going to decrease it. So we have a current inventory of 2.1 million chips. So I'm going to decrease this to maybe 5.4 million chips because 20% of them didn't sell. But because now the competition is decreasing, I'm going to increase our price to about 1.2. They want to offer me $7 billion for my company. No. Same thing now. Let's go to our supplier. See if there's anything better. Ooh, see, that is cheaper. That might be worth it. Sacrificing some quality. I'll take it. And we're going to interact with our employees, do some team building, go for some coffee. Look at that. We're back. The profit margin is 21%. See, we had a low year, but because we adjusted our numbers accordingly, we made ourselves back. Analysts forecast next year's demand to decrease by 18% as a result of angry Karens vilifying the product. So now we have to adjust our production. So 20% of that, so we will decrease to like 4.2 million chips in age. 43% profit margin. Revenue is 6.1 billion, net income 2.6. I think that's our highest yet. Analysts forecast next year's demand to decrease by 8%. Again, there's really nothing you can do. Bitlife is random like that. So I'm going to play around with this for the next little while, and I will give you guys scattered updates, because to the point where I will become a billionaire trillionaire and stuff will take a while. So give me a minute. I will show you guys when I'm reaching new milestones. But really quickly, we started off with 470 million, and now this is our valuation, 13 billion. Look at that, 21 billion. Every year it's increasing. One low year is fine, but with more facilities, that first year will be red, but the year after, you'll be able to sell more units, and chef's kiss. Oh wait, before I do that, let me show you. This is a perfect example of where you keep the existing production plan. Your Bad and Bougie chip product enjoyed a very strong revenue growth and sold out. Your product is about to go viral after it sparked an intense debate on social media. It's not telling us to do anything, so keep the existing production. Now I'm gonna get back to you guys when I'm at 100 facilities. Okay, so I'm not at 100 facilities yet. I'm at 50, but I just wanna show you guys, we hit a 41% profit margin. Also, just in case you guys are confused on when to buy facilities, buy them when every year you're having a green year. Basically, buy them the years that you're making profit. Like right now, I'm buying 15 at a time. Everyone, I am at 100 facilities. I want to show you guys. Here we have it, 100 facilities. I'm going to check my suppliers again. Same thing every year. And nothing has changed. And we're going to go to our team building. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? Look at that. 68 billion. And we can sell 36% more. Let's go for 80 million. Are you ready? Another 80 million. And look, we can sell 29% more. So every time it does more and more and more, when it says 1 year is 60% more, then 40% more, then 20% more. That means we're in such a green profit area. I just keep opening more facilities. So I'm still gonna edit the production plan. I'm gonna go to like 93 million, and now I'm just gonna open a bunch of more facilities. So let's see what we're valued at now. $1/3 trillion. Okay, so I just want to show you guys something. I'm at 160 facilities. This is our valuation. We're half a trillionaire, but it's gonna go rapidly now. The longest part is getting to this point, because when you have all this money, you can literally, I'm just gonna go right to like 200 facilities. And I'm gonna open a bunch of new facilities. I'm gonna go right to 200. Again, this will be a lot faster too if you have multiple products, and everything still applies. And I honestly don't even know everything. There's probably more tips and tricks that maybe some of you guys know that you can comment down below, but this is just what I have figured out in 1 day since the update. I'm sure I'm gonna figure out a lot more. I'm sure other people will as well 1 day after the update, and it works. So clearly I'm doing something right. And if there's more to become a quintillion, what's for? Quadrillion? Hopefully we can learn those tips as well. So comment your tips, comment your tricks. If there's any other ways you guys became a trillionaire, any other ways that you guys like know how to respond to the decreases and increases. Boom, 200. Oh my gosh. 8,000 employees. Wow. Okay, let's age. We're gonna be probably, look at that, in red like crazy. Yeah, that's fine. 71% more chips, baby. Let's do it. 77 million. Let's go for it. Recognize the employee. Oh my god. Highest year yet, 112 billion. We could sell another 50% more. Oh my god, 133 million. Oh my god, 146 billion in 1 year. We could sell 37% more. 185 billion. Oh my god, we can sell 43% more. Insanity. Net income 224 billion, and we can still sell 35% more. See how like it just is one after the other when you make facilities. 270 billion in 1 year. I had to change my camera. I have been recording for almost 3 hours now. It takes a long time. Like this is gonna be in what, a 20-30 minute video, but it takes a long time. Oh my god, what am I valued at? We're almost at 1 trillion. See, when you start having all the big bucks, the rich get richer, guys. We all know that. With that being said, let's do another 20 facilities. So as you guys can see, we have 250 facilities and we have 10,000 employees. And we are gonna age, and I will show you how much we make. And this is only with one product. I only have the bed and bougie chip. So imagine I had like 10 products. Oh, that'd be too overwhelming. This is overwhelming enough. I can only imagine having like 5 products at once that I have to do the math for and be like, what? Let's age. 340 billion. Our company has hit $1 trillion. So I'm 108 years old now. I have 300 facilities, 12,000 employees. Let's see how much my valuation is. I'm scared I'm gonna die, so I wanna do it now. I know it'll tell me at the end, but I want the screenshot. So I started off doing a 470 million investment, and let's see how much our company's worth. $2 trillion. Oh my god, that is a 1.96 trillion profit. Oh my god. Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. My net worth was 2.1 trillion. Thankfully, I checked when I was 108. But there you go. That is how you have a $1 trillion business in Bitlife. This was only what I figured out after a day of the update being out. So I'm sure many of you have figured out more stuff. And if you have, leave it down below so we can all become trillionaires or even a quadrillionaire.